Howdy AdWords fans, and welcome back to the Up and Running with Google AdWords training course. In this chapter we're going to actually write our first ad, our first text ad. In the previous chapter we spoke about the anatomy of the text ad, all the different elements and things that we want to keep in mind, and now we're going to go ahead and actually create our first ad. The first thing we're prompted to do on this page is name our ad group. Now it's important to know and to keep in mind the hierarchy of an AdWords account in order to understand how we want to name our ad groups. Now let's take a look at the actual hierarchy of an AdWords account. Now we're going to look and reference this document many times throughout the course of these chapters, but it's important that this is something which is very second nature to you, understanding the hierarchy of an account. So over here we have our actual account. This is the highest level. This is what we initially created. We created our AdWords account. It's linked to our Gmail address, and it's inside this account that all of our business's AdWords activity is going to take place. The next level down are campaigns. So you could have as many campaigns as you want. Actually, there are limits, but you could have many campaigns per ad group. And these are our campaigns over here. You might name them differently. You might be using campaigns for different things. For example, in our case for Poppin, we're going to have separate campaigns for separate categories. If we jump back to Poppin's website, we're going to have a campaign for furniture, for notebooks, for writing, desk accessories, organization, and so on and so forth. Those are the higher order categories. That's how we decided to structure this specific account. Next down we have ad groups. You could have, once again, you could have multiple ad groups per campaign. So each campaign is going to have their own ad groups, and inside of ad groups we have ads and keywords. Every ad group has a group of ads and it has a group of keywords. That's how it works. That's how the account hierarchy works. So you have an account. Inside account you have multiple campaigns. Inside each campaign are at least one ad group. You could have multiple ad groups, and inside each ad group there are ads and there are keywords for that ad group. And we'll talk about more about that later. So in the campaign that we're building now, we're going to be building the furniture campaign. So our ad groups are going to be the subcategories of this product category. I want to have one ad group for file cabinets, one ad group for desks, and so on and so forth. Once again, the reason why we're doing this is to organize and to be able to target our ad copy and our keywords to the people looking for these specific items. So if somebody comes to Google looking for file cabinets, I'd like to be able to, in a detailed way, write an ad that talks about our file cabinets. Same thing goes for desks and desk chairs. So let's go ahead and create our ad group for desk chairs, and simply enough, we're just going to name that ad group desk chairs. I don't need to signify that I don't need to put the word furniture in the name of this ad group, because this ad group is only going to show up under the furniture campaign. And now once we named our ad group, and we could always go ahead and change this name later. It's not a big deal. This is just what it's going to look like. For now, it's just our first impression. The different types of ads we can create, we're going to keep text ad, which is selected by default. We're going to keep that selected because we're going to be creating text ads. Now we have the headline, 25 characters. It looks like a small, little, insignificant box, but in fact there are a lot of things to start thinking about in this headline. The headline, like we spoke about, is the most important element in your ad. And you want to assess the type of business and the type of strategy for this campaign while writing your headline. Do you want to put qualifiers? Do you want to dissuade people from clicking? Is your budget tight and you want to make sure you're only getting the highest quality clicks? Some companies will have a wider budget and they want to get people to click on their ads. They want to use promotions. They want to figure out different ways that they could appeal to reel in that click, and they're not so worried about qualifiers. If you have a strong brand recognition, you want to think about using the name of your brand in the ad copy. So there's a lot of things to think about. Now, let's take, for example, Poppin hired us to create these campaigns, and they are on a tight budget. They want to only receive clicks from highly qualified buyers of their desk chairs. Now, we happen to know that desk chairs is a pretty crowded niche. There's a lot of different advertisers, a lot of different furniture outlets that are going to be advertising on the term desk chairs. So we want to figure out a way to qualify our desk chairs for Poppin. So let's go over to the area on the site that sells their desk chairs, and we'll get a sense about their pricing, some of the things that will help us qualify. So right off the bat, we see that we're not talking about really cheap chairs, right? We're talking about chairs that are in the $500 range. Some of them are a little cheaper, some of them more expensive, but these aren't really cheap chairs. And we want to make sure that people know that before they click on the ad. So even though we see a few chairs here starting at $289, let's say I know the average price of our chair, the starting price of our chairs, the chairs that people generally buy from Poppin are $350. So that's a good thing that's a really good qualifier, because if somebody's looking for office chairs, in the $50 to $80 range, something maybe like IKEA would sell, then we want them to know that Poppin is not going to be for them. So let's go ahead and try to write that headline. So, but keep in mind, we don't want to just be qualifying. We don't want to just say desk chairs at $350, because we still want to make ourselves look good. We still want to make our ad look appealing. So we want to talk about quality, things like that. So let's just test a headline and watch how, as I start typing, this little character indicator is going to show us how many characters we have left before we run out of space. So quality desk chairs from $350. $350. Now, we went overboard. We're 4 characters over the 25 character limit, and if we try to save this ad, Google's not going to allow us, because we're too long in the headline. So we want to start thinking about ways that we could cut out space from this headline. Now, we don't have to put the price in the headline. We could maybe put the price in the first line of the description of the ad text, and we could use some other terms that would indicate that we're a high quality supplier of high quality and more expensive sorts of desk chairs. So let's say we take out from 350 and we write high quality desk chairs. Now that looks great. It basically takes up all 24 characters minus 1, and we could write in the description line 1, work your best from $350, and maybe put work and feel your best from $350. Now, what I did here was really 3 things. I kept in mind that I want to put the benefits above my features, and working and feeling your best are really a benefit of having nicer office chairs. And I also was able to put that qualifier in at the very end. So high quality desk chairs, work and feel your best from $350. So we accomplished a lot of things in just this headline and ad text. We gave off the impression that we're high quality. This is a qualifying headline. We gave off the impression that we're high quality. We're not going to have cheap desk chairs. We also described a benefit of having desk chairs that are high quality. You'll work and feel your best. It's a very emotionally appealing description. And the last thing is this period I'm going to put in right now. Now, notice what happens down here in this preview section, where AdWords shows you a preview of what the live ad will actually look like. Now, let me take away the period, and keep an eye at the top ad section right here. I'm going to take away the period. You see how that first line of description jumped down to below the display URL. I add the period, and it jumps up at top. It's a special trick that not a lot of people know, that if you add a period or an exclamation point at the end of the first line of description, AdWords will actually create one long headline, which is really, really cool. I almost always try to use this when I can. It creates one long seamless headline. It's more information that people could read. They don't have to look down below the display URL and into the description, and it's a really great feature that you should take advantage of whenever you can. So we're going to keep that exclamation point in, especially because we have that space. Now, so I liked our headline so far. I like our description line 1, and now we have description line 2. What I would like to do over here is highlight some features of Poppin chairs, and maybe a promotion. So I know that Poppin offers free shipping, and that's a really cool thing. It's a promotion that people tend to really like, because nobody likes to find a great product at a good price, and they're excited, and then they get nabbed with a $50 shipping charge. So if we could highlight our free shipping, that would be really cool. And we can maybe highlight the fact that all our chairs come with a 10-year warranty. Those are features that will make the buying process more seamless and more pleasurable and an overall better experience for the customer. So let's see, free shipping plus 10-year warranty. Now, this is good. I like it, but there's no call to action. There's nothing that's compelling a person to click and click now. So we want to maybe talk about adding in a call to action like shop now or browse now, something like that. So how could we truncate this a little bit to be able to include a call to action? So let's see. Free shipping. I'll add a hyphen. I'll shorten year to YR. People will get the idea. And let's see. Do I have room to say shop now? No, I don't. I'm going to be over again. Where I'm 4 characters over. Now, here's another idea we could do. We could do free S and H. And look at that. Perfect. And we could put a period under shop now. So we have free shipping and handling, 10-year warranty, shop now. We were able to include 2 features in this second line description and a call to action, and we maxed out our 35 characters. We made great use of the space in this ad so far. Display URL. The display URL is what a person sees. And like remember we spoke about in the previous chapter, it doesn't have to be what your destination URL, it's going to be what people see. And it's a great way to aim for some keyword ad text relevancy. So if we know that some of the keywords in our campaign are going to be centered around desk chairs, we could use desk chairs as a display URL. So I'm going to go over to Poppin just to grab my basic URL. And in this category of desk chairs, Poppin's URL is actually office chairs. And this is the page I want people to actually land on. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just copy it and I'll paste it in the final URL area. And I press tab and it deletes the HTTP by itself because it's already there. So I have the final URL, but the display URL, I wanted to talk about desk. I want the display URL to look like it's desk chairs because through my keyword research, I figured out that desk chairs is a more popular search than office chairs. So I will come in here and I'll just change office to desk. I'll clean it up by removing the HTTP. There's no need for that. I'll clean it up again by removing the last // and I have a nice display URL that looks nice and clean. And once again, I can see that display URL reflected in the preview over here. So I'm really happy with this ad. Once again, we're going to write more ads. This ad group will eventually contain 3 to 4 separate text ads with A/B split tests of the headlines, of the description lines, of the display URLs. But for now, when you first create your campaign, you must create at least 1 ad, and only 1 ad in this process. So we named our ad group Desk Chairs. High quality desk chairs is a great headline that conveys that we're not going to be so cheap. The description line one, once again, goes further with that qualifier by adding the price, and it also adds 2 benefits. Work your best and feel your best. Those are emotional payoffs to having better office chairs. They appeal to the subconscious of the consumer. Description line 2 is like we talked about features. Shipping and handling, 10-year warranty. These are features that make the buying process more pleasant and more appealing. And then shop now is our call to action. We only created 1 exclamation point. We can't have 2. If you wanted to put the exclamation point down here after shop now, we could change it around. That's fine. I don't think it's much of a difference. I think it's neither here nor there, but it's good to have 1 exclamation point when it's done tastefully. We have a nice display URL that's going to reflect our keywords, desk chairs. It's not the same as our final URL, but that's okay as long as our root URL poppin.com, the root URL is the same in the display and final URL boxes, we're going to be good to go. And once we're happy with that ad, which we are now, we're going to go ahead and add some keywords. But before we talk about keywords, we need to talk about keywords. And we need to understand the different match types, what keywords are. So let's jump over to the whiteboard and let's do that. We'll see you soon, and thanks for watching.